Hi friends, welcome to Kim Khan Yoga. We are officially live in the beautiful Costa Rica. Thank you for joining me today. We have a nice deep stretch that we're going to get in. So to get started, I want you to go ahead and come onto your back. Leaving both knees bent to start practice today. Go ahead and lower down. You can have just a natural bend in the knees. Get the back of the head nice, flat, and comfortable to the mat. Any little wiggles out. You can have hands out to the side body, or maybe one hand to belly and one hand to heart. And let's just take a moment to settle into the space that you have created for these next few moments of opening the body, letting some tension fall away. And with those simple breaths, just start to bring awareness to where the body allows the breath to bring some space. Maybe you notice the belly start to lift up. And on the exhales, how the body just softens into that space. Belly button softening down towards the spine. Full breath in, fill up to the very top of your breath, holding that energy in when you get to the top of the breath. Open mouth, exhale. Let the body soften, the air empty out. A few more, just like that, filling up for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding at the top for 2. Open mouth, exhale. Feel the tension wash away. 2 more like that. Breathing in for 4. Holding for 2. Feel that new energy coming into the body. Open mouth, exhale. Tension escapes. Good. As you continue with this breath in for 4, start to set your intention for your practice. Open mouth, exhale. Finding one word that you can carry with you. Letting that intention soak into the body as you open the muscles. Letting that intention be your anchor for your practice today. Anytime the mind wanders, something to come back to. A push of motivation if you need to keep going. Last breath in. Holding at the top. Open mouth. Sigh it away. And start to return to normal breathing, keeping the lips sealed. Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. As you start to hug the knees inwards towards the chest. Both hands to your kneecaps, allowing little rocks left and right, starting to bring some movement to the spine. Maybe some circles to the knees. Taking it both directions. You again pause through your center. Softening the squeeze on your knees. Let the feet drop back to the mat. This time dropping right ankle over left knee. So a supine figure 4. And then bring the arms out to a T. Full breath in. Fill the belly up. Exhale. Twist the legs over towards the left. The left knee lands. The right foot drops down. Big breath in. Exhale. Gaze can stay upward with eyes open or closed. Or maybe you start to bring your gaze over towards the right fingertips, finding that full spinal rotation. Allowing the breath to be your anchor. Inhales, bringing new energy in. And exhales, allowing the body to just soften into the pose. Starting to relax your bottom ankle, knee, and hip. Just holding here for a few rounds of breath. The mind starts to wander, allowing yourself to maybe just count the breath in and out for 4. Even exhale for that count of 4. Last 2 rounds of breath here. Let the belly expand. And notice the spine softening into your twist. Good. If your gaze came over to your right fingers, allow the inhale to bring the gaze back upward. And you're following breath in to use the core, pulling legs up through center. Unraveling ankle from knee. Sending the legs out long here. Start to drop your hands outside of the hips. We're going to walk your feet over to the right. Left ankle on top of right. Scooting the right shoulders over to the right corner of your mat. Fingertips reach up and overhead. Banana asana. Option to cross left ankle over the right for a deeper sensation in the left hip. Being nice and gentle here, really allow those deep breaths in. The breath is going to deepen this stretch. So notice at the end of your inhale, if the ankle crosses too much, maybe you just start these first few breaths with no crossed ankle. So just let the left hip melt. Full breath in. Full breath out. So really just allowing that awareness to move inward. If you've got any thoughts still dancing through the mind, it's okay. Just bring awareness to those thoughts so that you can actively set them aside, there to pick back up when practice ends. Letting the breath come in a little more fully and smoothly. Exhales, really allowing the body to relax. Last 2 breaths here, in for 4. Softening with the breath out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Inhale starts to walk the left heel towards the left corner of the mat. Hands circle down by the side body, bringing the shoulders back to the center of your space. Both knees bend. Feet are about hips width distance apart here. Left ankle crossing over the right. This time holding for a full breath in. Exhale, drop the feet and knee over to the right. Good. Arms can come out to a T. Big breath in, fill the belly all the way up. Full breath out. Good. You can stay right here, or again, offer that full spinal rotation with an exhale, guiding your gaze over to the left fingertips. Eyes open or closed, you choose. The neck should have some good comfort here, so if the gaze to the left fingers brings any discomfort, go ahead and allow the gaze to just come back up. We've got a few rounds of breath. Just bringing that mindfulness to the body. With each inhale, where can the body feel the stretch? And the exhale, that same area starting to soften any resistance. Just letting the right ankle and knee and hip soften. Last 3 rounds of breath on your own. Good. If your gaze is to the left, we'll use our first inhale to bring the gaze upward, all meeting, gaze up towards the sky. And on your inhale, activating the core to pull the legs up through center for 1 breath in, letting the hips settle. 1 breath out. Start to unwind left ankle from right knee, sending the legs out long. This time walking the left heel towards the left corner of the mat, right heel to follow. Hands come down to the side using fingertips or elbow to lift the shoulders, scooting them to the left side of the mat. The head will follow. Arms reach up overhead. Left hand can reach for right elbow. Holding here for a full breath in. Full breath out. Feel the right hip soften, relaxing heavy towards the mat. And if you want that deeper sensation in the right hip, you have the option to cross right ankle over left. Really let your breath tell you here if it's too much. We unravel the ankle. Maybe scoot the feet a little bit closer back towards the center of the mat. Or maybe take a deeper breath in to deepen that sensation all the way in for maybe even a count of 8 this time. Matching that effort on your exhale to feel the control as you let the body soften and open up. Good. Last 2 breaths here. Good. Starting to release elbows, letting hands come back down to the side. Top ankle can unravel. We'll all meet with feet back towards the center of the mat, using the elbows to lift the upper body and inch back through center. Hug knees in towards the chest this time. Give yourself that little rock left and right. Peace fingers reaching towards the sky to find your big toes. Dropping knees outside of the underarm. Maybe hands find ankle to give the feet a little more space. You choose what feels best for you. You can invite some simple rocks left and right. Noticing if the tailbone has lifted up or the shoulders are lifted. I want you to soften tailbone and shoulders and back of the head to the mat. And if that is a little too tight, just release the feet and grab behind the kneecaps. Good. Start to hug knees back through center. All hands will come behind our knees here. Tuck the chin upward towards the chest, squeezing into a tight ball. Find some little rocks, using the legs as leverage up and down the spine. We're going to meet on all fours, cross the ankles, hands to the top of your mat as you slide the knees back, unraveling through the ankles. Hands come under your shoulders, knees under the hips, toes are untucked here. Nice, strong, flat back, tabletop position. Letting the inhale drop down through the belly. Lift your tailbone upward and start to bring the gaze and chest up. Exhale, starting at the tailbone, start to tuck the tailbone under, one vertebrae at a time, rounds. As you arch through the back, pushing through the shoulders, chin to chest. Finding our cat-cow. Inhales, dropping down through the belly, lifting the tailbone and chin. Exhale, doming through the back body, chin to chest, tailbone tucks. One or two more rounds. Move with your breath. Full breath in. Full breath out. Last round here. Meeting in a child's pose. After your last exhale, really complete the breath. Take your time getting there. We'll meet in a neutral spine as the knees come wide, big toes come together, hips going back towards your heels. Sweep the fingertips forward, letting the chest melt to the mat. Forehead softening to the ground. Full breath in. Soften in your ankles and your hips as you exhale, letting the forearms and arms just soften and melt towards the ground. Starting to notice how the inhales let the belly fill up between the thighs. And exhale, soften the body. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. Inhale starts to shift you forward, meeting back in our tabletop position. The knees slide under, hands underneath the shoulders. I want you to bring the palms as wide as you can here, gripping the mat with each finger pad. The eye of your elbow is turned to the front of your space. Weight is in the pinky and thumb, toes tuck under, hips lift straight up, and then back as the ears drop between the biceps. Knees can bend to lengthen the spine. Full breath in. Exhale, start to straighten through the legs. Lift the hips a little higher and let the heels melt towards the mat. This is a full back body opener. Inhales to lengthen through the spine. And exhales to soften on the backs of the legs. Full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale brings your gaze upward towards your hands. Feet take 10 baby steps. Top of your space. Meeting in a forward fold. On the inhale, hands come to shins to lift your spine halfway, lengthening nice and long. Exhale, bend the knees slightly, hinge at your hips and tuck chin to chest as the crown of the head pulls long. Forward fold. Allow the feet to heel toe a little wider than your hips here. Find one more halfway lift. Inhale, lifts and lengthens the spine. Exhale, actively empty the belly. Tuck your chin towards your chest and let the hands find opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. Gentle bend in the knees to allow the body to sway side to side. Nice and slow. And pausing through your center. Take a big breath in. Just notice where the torso finds expansion. And on the exhale, actively empty the belly. Let the spine grow a little longer and heavier. The weight might start to float a little more towards the toes. Be gentle. And again, maybe those rocks left and right. Good. Releasing the elbows. Let the fingertips melt down towards the mat. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips. Inhale, lift halfway, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeps the fingertips all the way up, reaching high towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Push the palms together, lift the elbows wide. Big breath in. Soft breath out. Good. Inhale, sweeps the fingertips all the way up. Exhale, forward, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold hands, framing the feet. Step your right foot back. Left foot stays forward, dropping down through your back knee. Untuck your toes and start to bring hands to your front knee as you lift upward in the chest. The gaze will come forward. Full breath in, lifting up, push to the front knee. Feel the spine grow longer and an opening in your front right hip. To bring a little more depth to this front right side of the hip, let the exhale sink your hips forward. Working to keep knee and ankle stacked. You want to be able to see your big toes, so not going too much further here. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more time. Inhale, push to the hands, lengthen the spine. You're lifting slightly. And on the exhale, continue to straighten your left leg. Hands are going to drop outside of the mat for balance as you hinge forward. Left toes peel up to the face. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Exhale, sink to the back hip. Lengthen through the legs. If you want a deeper sensation in the back left hip, let the inhale lift your chest one more time. We're making space in the front so that on the exhale, when the chin tucks to the chest, we'll start opening deeper in this back left hip. If it's too much, gaze comes forward, right past the big toe. Stay with me here. One more breath in. One more breath out. Good. We all inhale, lifting the chest, walking your hands forward. Lift upward through your back knee. And start to walk both hands inside of the front foot. You're dropping to the back right heel, walking hands to the center of the mat. Left toes turn to the long edge. Sink to your left hip. Open the right toes upward to get that nice stretch in the inner right thigh. Malasana. Full breath in. Full breath out. This is too much. You can always lift up in the hips and come to a side lunge. So just listening to the body here. We've got one more round of breath. Good. Left hand comes in front of the left shin. Inhale, right arm reaching up for a nice twist, opening to the chest. Exhale, circles the hand back down. Both hands are moving towards the center of the mat. Push into the left foot to lift the hips up. Crisscross walking hands to the right side of the mat. Hands drop inside of the right foot. Left toes peeling up. Sink to your right hip, opening through the left inner thigh. Malasana, right side. Full breath in. Full breath out. One breath at a time, letting that calmness in the breath be the reflection of the calmness we want to bring to the mind. One more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, lifting up through the hips. Walking the hands as we rotate both toes to the back edge of your mat. Frame your right foot. Dropping your back knee. Untuck the toes. Both hands lift upward to the knee. Gaze comes up. Straighten through the arms to lengthen the spine. And on the exhale, let the left hip sink forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. Good. One more inhale. Lengthen through the arms. And on the exhale, start to straighten through the right leg. Right toes peel up as you slowly drop hands outside of the mat. Right toes peeled up to the sky. Full breath in. Bring the gaze forward. Staying right here, or maybe the exhale lets you tuck chin towards chest. Opening up through the back right hip. Big breath in. Soft breath out. One more round of breath. You got this. Stay steady on the inhale. Controlled on the exhale. Inhale, gaze comes forward. Walk the hands upward. Lift up in your back knee. This time both hands framing the front foot. We step back to a high plank. If you'd like to incorporate a chaturanga today, you are welcome to do so. Or come with me as we bend both knees. Tabletop position, toes untucked. Inhale lifts the chin up. The tailbone rises for our back bend. Exhale, rounding through the back. Chin to chest. We all meet in a child's pose. Hips go back, knees can stay inward this time. Let the inhale bring space to the back body. Notice the belly pushing to the thigh. And on the exhale, circle hands outside of the heels, reaching to the back of your space. Let the body just melt over the legs. One breath in. One breath out. Take a few more rounds of breath here. Last breath in. Last breath out. Releasing your hands back under the shoulders to lift you up to a kneeling position. Sweep your legs to one side of the mat. Coming to a seat, crossing through the ankles to end practice with our hands on top of our knees. Thumb and pointer finger gently touching. Let the eyes close down. A seated Shavasana for a moment of stillness as you allow all of the energy that you've moved with your breath start to settle into the body, finding its stillness, the lightest touch between thumb and fingertip, barely any pressure. Starting at the base of your spine, at a tailbone, imagine a little seed. And as you inhale with your breath, the seed starts to lift up to one vertebrae at a time. Once you notice it coming between the shoulder blades, you start to feel the back of the spine lifting upward. Chin slightly lifts so that the gaze is forward and the exhale softens your shoulders. Knowing that through life, it is the inhales that can bring the restoring energy our body needs to allow the exhales to release maybe tension or anything in life you just don't need to hang on to. Let the breath be the direct reflection of your mind, soft and calm. Exhales, bringing that stillness and control. Start to bring your palms to touch at your heart space, lifting your hands to your third eye center. Together we close practice with one word as we bow to say, Namaste. Namaste, friends. I'll see you next time.